Welcome, deeply curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're not just exploring a story; we're diving into something much bigger, a full-scale, world-reshaping event, and it's meticulously documented. In this series of really intense first-person logs. Our mission today is to extract the core insights from this gripping narrative, Erebus, Patient Zero's legacy. We're talking about
Yeah,
one individual's, well, harrowing experience. From waking up utterly alone in a silent world to unraveling a global conspiracy. And this conspiracy doesn't just threaten humanity, it reaches deep into their very identity. This isn't just a tale of survival, it's like a masterclass in how society unravels reforms and how truth, even in the darkest times, can still emerge. Okay, let's unpack this.
yeah, absolutely. What's truly captivating about this specific source material is how it offers, well, kind of a shortcut to understanding the profound shifts that happen when civilization just breaks down. It goes far beyond a simple adventure story. It gives us this really visceral look at the foundations of trust and, the sting of betrayal. We see the insidious nature of power, not just in like overt displays, but in subtle manipulations too. And it really challenges our understanding of scientific ethics and completely redefines what a safe zone truly means when the world has been, well, stripped bare. What's fascinating here is this isn't merely a thrilling survival tale. It's a profound exploration of what happens when the familiar fabric of civilization collapses. And you see these entirely new structures, some maybe benevolent, but many with deeply hidden, dangerous agendas begin to emerge. It really pushes us to ask, what we truly sacrifice just to survive.
And what a collapse it is. It's unlike anything we typically imagine, right? The story kicks off on day one, not with some huge explosion, but with a silence that must have been almost deafening. Our protagonist recounts that initial disorientation. The logs say, day one, I'm not sure what happened, but I'm alone, completely alone. It's that bewildered, almost childlike, what? What just happened? Where is everyone? Hello? It really grabs you. The world outside isn't destroyed, you see. It's just empty. Can you imagine your whole town perfectly intact? The logs mention cars still here, food still here, but no people. It's just this eerie tableau, like a snapshot of a world pause, frozen in time, waiting for an explanation that, well, simply isn't there. It's the absence, not the carnage, that creates this really unique brand of horror.
You've absolutely hit on a critical distinction there. Unlike, typical apocalypse stories where the destruction is visible, the enemy is clear. The psychological impact of this sudden, unexplained disappearance of everyone is immense, precisely because it's so orderly. It's not just physical isolation, it's the mental burden of being the only one. In a world that looks perfectly normal but feels fundamentally deeply wrong, the protagonist's initial confusion, it quickly spirals into this desperate, almost instinctual search. But every rustle of leaves, every distant bird call just serves as this cruel whisper of what was versus what is. And those untouched cars, the readily available food. Rather than offering comfort, they actually heighten that sense of unease. It's bizarre. They signal this abrupt, unnatural end to life, not some gradual decline. It's a world where humanity just vanished, leaving all its stuff behind, turning familiar places into this vast, empty stage. It's a profound existential horror that's, frankly, far more insidious than simple ruin. It forces this immediate, inescapable confrontation with ultimate solitude.
Right, the sheer absurdity of it. Finding a fully stocked grocery store, a car with a full tank of gas, but absolutely no one to buy anything or drive anywhere. I mean, it's enough to make you question your own sanity, isn't it? So the desperate search for answers, or just anyone, begins, but it's aimless. No direction. But then on day two, there's this incredible flicker of hope. Our protagonist describes it saying, day two, still alone, but I found something strange yesterday, before dark. This is the discovery of a working radio station. After endless tuning, just static, 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 a faint garbled message cuts through. Survivors.head to Greenwood.safezone. Then, just like that, the signal is lost. It's tragic.
Oh, this is such a pivotal moment, almost primal in any survival narrative, but especially here. The shift from utter despair and just aimless searching to having a directed purpose is palpable. You can almost feel it in the writing. That faint, incomplete message, however unreliable it might seem, it injects this vital dose of hope. It transforms this overwhelming existential crisis into something manageable. A quest, albeit a perilous one. Think about the immense leap of faith required there. To trust an unverified message in a world where everyone else is gone. I mean, it could be a trap, right? Or a hallucination or just some long-dead recording playing on loop. Yet the sheer human need for connection, for answers, for just not being alone, it overrides that rational caution. This message immediately provides this powerful motivation. It turns the protagonist's aimless wandering into a focused journey towards a potential solution, towards others. It's the first tangible thread connecting them to this new, terrifying reality. And it's a testament to how crucial even the smallest glimmer of hope is for the human psyche. It's the difference between really existing, and actually striving for a future. #22, the perilous journey and shifting alliances. Day 3, day 5.
And what a journey that hope sparks. Day 3 dawns with a new purpose, yeah, a destination, but certainly no less peril. Our protagonist sets out for Greenwood. It's a daunting 200 miles away. On foot, completely alone, they reflect on it. So far, just emptiness, like time itself stopped. Except for me and my thoughts. The physical exertion of a trek like that must be immense, but gosh, the profound introspection, the crushing sense of being the last person on Earth, that has to be an even heavier burden. They describe the first night alone outdoors, and it's vivid, contrasting the breathtaking beauty of the stars with this deep, aching loneliness. It's a moment of quiet, almost poetic despair, the kind that really sinks into your bones. But then, as night falls, a strange, unexplained noise is heard in the distance. This isn't just wind or birds anymore, it's something else, a signal that maybe, just maybe, the world might not be entirely empty after all. A whole new kind of fear starts to creep in.
This journey, it's about so much more than just covering physical distance. It's a mental and emotional marathon, really, a crucible for the human spirit. The protagonist's description of that first night alone outdoors is crucial because it highlights the raw vulnerability, yes, but also the stark beauty of a world without humanity's constant hum. Yet at the same time, it profoundly underscores the isolation. It's this dual experience of awe and terror, side by side. The rising tension signaled by that strange, unexplained noise. It's masterfully placed in the narrative. It shatters the illusion of complete solitude, immediately signaling that the protagonist is not in fact alone, and whatever else is out there might not be friendly at all. It taps into such a primal fear, the unknown lurking just beyond the campfire light. And it's a brilliant narrative device. It transitions us from that internal reflection to an external, potentially immediate threat. The very definition of danger is evolving right there.
Indeed it is, and the unknown doesn't stay unknown for long. On day 4, that noise reappears. Closer this time, and it reveals itself as footsteps. Matching our protagonist's pace, the realization hits, someone or something is following me. This leads to this tense, unavoidable confrontation with a stranger named Alex. The dialogue immediately establishes this complex, wary dynamic. Our protagonist, after all that isolation, asks about trustworthiness, and Alex just bluntly replies, "You don't." It's so direct, it's honest in a way, but deeply unsettling, a complete rejection of the immediate camaraderie you might expect or hope for in a survival situation.
What's truly insightful here is how vital, and yet how incredibly fragile, trust becomes in such a stripped-down scenario. And in a world emptied of billions, the arrival of another human should be cause for celebration, right? But Alex's curt response perfectly encapsulates the inherent danger. Every single encounter in this new world becomes this profound risk assessment. Is this person a potential companion, or are they a threat? The necessity of taking risks for companionship, just for the sheer psychological relief of not being alone. It constantly battles against the primal danger of potential betrayal. This initial interaction with Alex is just a masterclass in establishing that conscious, wary rapport that defines their early alliance. It's a relationship built on necessity, on shared survival instincts, rather than genuine, deeply rooted trust. Not yet, anyway. The decision to journey together to Greenwood, despite that palpable tension, is a testament to the powerful, fundamental human need for connection, even in the shadow of profound suspicion. It reveals the complex psychology of survival, where the most basic human needs clash head-on with the harshest realities.
And just as this fragile, almost transactional trust starts to maybe form, it's immediately put to the test, big time. On day 5, the protagonist notes, day 5, still with Alex, starting to trust them, then screams ahead. Gunshots erupt. It forces the duo to take cover, fast. And this is where Alex reveals the existence of this hostile group, the New Dawn cult. Alex explains their chilling ideology. They think the emptiness is a rebirth. They kill anyone not joining them. Suddenly, this group stands directly between our protagonists and the elusive safe zone of Greenwood. It transforms their journey instantly into a desperate tactical maneuver.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this development profoundly illustrates how quickly new power structures, and often extremist ideologies, emerge in a complete societal vacuum. When established norms and institutions just vanish, people desperately crave meaning, order, a sense of belonging, anything. And charismatic figures like whoever's leading the New Dawn often step right into that void. The cult's ideology, believing the emptiness is a rebirth, advocating for the elimination of non-believers, it's a chilling example of this phenomenon. It's a stark reminder that even after a global catastrophe, humanity's propensity for forming factions, for resorting to violence, It persists, often amplified by this twisted sense of purpose, a messianic fervor built right on the ruins. This revelation immediately complicates the protagonist's journey, turning a simple trek into this perilous tactical mission through hostile, ideologically driven territory, where the threat isn't just physical survival anymore, but ideological purity enforced by deadly means. It shows how quickly new systems of control can emerge from chaos, and often they're more terrifying than the chaos itself. #3. Infiltrating the New Dawn. Day 6, Day 7.
So with this new, terrifying, and apparently highly organized obstacle in their path, a really risky plan is hatched on Day 6. Instead of trying to sneak around them or fight head-on, which seems suicidal, our duo decides on this audacious strategy: infiltration. Alex orchestrates disguises, even cutting the protagonist's hair to fit in to appear like one of the cultists. The plan sounds simple, deceptively so. Act brainwashed, we'll get intel and leave. Wow. It's a huge gamble, a psychological masquerade where any misstep, any flicker of doubt could prove fatal.
Oh, the moral and tactical complexities of deception for survival are just immediately, starkly apparent here, aren't they? To survive, they have to not only shed their physical identities, but also adopt the facade of the enemy, acting brainwashed, as you said, to avoid detection. This isn't just about putting on robes, it's about a profound psychological commitment to a lie. The heightened stakes of entering an enemy's stronghold, where any false move, even a flicker of independent thought, could mean death. They're enormous. It profoundly speaks to the desperation of their situation. The perceived safety of Greenwood must be worth this incredible soul-taxing risk. This choice also forces the protagonist to confront the fluidity of identity. In a world where the old rules, and maybe the old self, no longer apply, it's a deep dive into self-preservation at its most extreme, where the line between who you are and who you pretend to be, it blurs dangerously.
And the stakes get even higher almost immediately, with a dramatic twist you just won't see coming. Inside the cult's compound, they meet the charismatic leader, Elijah. But before they can even begin to gather intel or execute their subtle plan, Elijah delivers this chilling prophecy. I had a vision, 2 outsiders among us. Seek them out, kill them.
Yeah.
The shock of being discovered so quickly, so supernaturally, must be immense. But the bigger shock, the truly disorienting blow, comes from Alex's reaction. A whispered, deeply personal, "Wait, I know him, Elijah."
Whoa, okay, this is a profound moment of betrayal. Not just for the protagonist, who has cautiously, painstakingly begun to trust Alex, but also for us, the listeners, right? We're equally invested in their journey at this point. The layers of deception are suddenly peeled back with just brutal swiftness. Alex wasn't just some stranger they met on the road. They were someone with a deeply entangled, dangerous personal history with this cult and its leader. This raises an important, uncomfortable question. How do these deeply ingrained personal histories, these past relationships, how do they complicate survival in a new, lawless world? In a society where genuine connections are so rare and vital, old loyalties, past power dynamics, previous betrayals, they can reemerge with devastating, unpredictable consequences. And Alex's revelation that her real name is Maya and that she was Elijah's former prophet completely reshapes the dynamic. It transforms a simple infiltration mission into this deeply personal confrontation, not just for the protagonist caught in the middle, but for Maya herself as she faces the ghost of her past.
Exactly. Maya confronts Elijah, revealing their past. The source material makes it clear, "You are my follower, Elijah. My name's not Alex, it's Maya, your former prophet." This revelation utterly transforms the entire scenario. It goes from a covert operation into this very public, very dangerous, well, almost family drama. Elijah, enraged by this sudden public challenge to his authority, orders them killed immediately. Plunging the compound into chaos, a desperate escape ensues, a chaotic ballet of gunfire, a frantic dash to Maya's old hidden truck. The log vividly captures the urgency. Engines starting, tires screeching, gunshots, chaos. And amidst this desperate escape, they learn a terrifying new detail. Elijah, seeking to consolidate his power and avenge this betrayal, has called upon other cults, creating an even larger, more organized, widespread threat. Despite the chaos, Greenwood is now only 20 miles away, tantalizingly close. But the nature of the threat has significantly expanded, moving far beyond one rogue cult to this coordinated, multi-factional opposition. ####Feed. Greenwood's Grim Secret, Day 7, Day 8. Okay, so after that harrowing escape from the cult, after navigating a world emptied of billions and then fighting through these newly formed extremist factions, on Day 7, they finally reach Greenwood. You can almost feel the profound relief washing over them in the logs. A creaking gate opens, a guard welcomes them, promising answers and, crucially, safety from someone named Dr. Samantha. The guard's words are almost too perfect, aren't they? "Welcome, we've been waiting." It's more than that. It's our rebirth after the virus. It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? And here's where it gets really interesting.
Indeed. The promise of safety after such a perilous journey would be incredibly alluring, a powerful psychological draw after so much trauma. But the sources consistently present this subtle, insidious pattern. What initially appears to be salvation often conceals a darker, more complex truth. The guard statement, "It's more than that, it's our rebirth," after the virus, immediately hints at something beyond mere refuge. It feels loaded. It suggests a grander, potentially more sinister agenda at play, subtly foreshadowing that Greenwood isn't just a haven, but a place with its own deeply rooted purpose and control. That language of rebirth here should immediately trigger some alarm bells for the careful listener, I think.
And that sinister agenda is revealed later on day 7 with just chilling clarity. Dr. Samantha lays out the horrifying truth. A virus killed everyone.
Yeah.
Except those with a rare blood type, like you. Our protagonist and Maya, it turns out, are part of this tiny immune minority, a genetic anomaly. Dr. Samantha's words are calm, almost clinical, but her intentions are alarming, to say the least. She states, "Your blood holds the cure. We need it to rebuild society." But that phrase, "we need it," quickly clarifies into this horrifying mandate. We'll harvest your blood continuously. You'll live here comfortably. Humanity's future, our new resource. The safe zone is, in fact, a blood farm, a prison masquerading as a sanctuary. Unbelievable.
The chilling implications of this immunity are just profound. It instantly transforms a unique genetic gift into a biological prison sentence, a life of involuntary servitude. What's truly fascinating and deeply disturbing, here's the scientific angle presented. A virus specifically designed, or perhaps that evolved, to target a majority population, leaving only a rare few. This concept immediately raises profound questions about genetic predisposition, susceptibility, things like that. If such a thing were possible, it implies an incredibly advanced, almost personalized weaponization of disease, moving beyond broad-spectrum agents to something far more insidious, tailored for a specific eugenic outcome. And then we have the blood farm itself, a stark utilitarian ethical dilemma, right? Is humanity's survival truly worth the forced, continuous sacrifice, the outright enslavement of a few individuals, the loss of individual autonomy, the reduction of unique human beings to mere biological resources? It's a chilling commentary on scientific ethics pushed to its absolute extreme. The safe zone is a stark embodiment of the principle that the ends justify the means, twisting the very concept of refuge into a profound, institutionalized betrayal. It forces us to confront the dark side of desperate measures, where the very act of saving humanity risks stripping it of its dignity.
So, on day 8, there's absolutely no question in our protagonist's mind, or Maya's. The log state it plainly. Blood farm, that's what this is. Maya agrees we must escape Greenwood. Maya, ever the resourceful one, quickly devises a plan. A diversion at the east gate, strategically disabling cameras, while our protagonist is tasked with the more perilous mission, retrieving medical records to expose this chilling conspiracy. And, surprisingly, Maya reveals they have surprise allies. Some staff members heed this program, too. This internal dissent, this small crack in the seemingly monolithic control. It offers a glimmer of hope amidst the grim reality. The stakes are now no longer just personal survival. It's about exposing a dark secret that masquerades as salvation for all humanity. #V, government capture and a glimmer of hope. Day 8, day 11. Okay, so the meticulously planned escape kicks off on day 8. But as with all best-laid schemes, disaster strikes. Almost immediately. The diversion at the East Gate works, cameras are down, but Dr. Samantha, ever vigilant, catches our protagonist red-handed, stealing the records. Her furious cry, "You'll ruin everything, we're saving humanity through you," echoes with this twisted sense of righteousness as a desperate fight ensues. Adding to this rapidly escalating chaos, Maya warns telepathically that the cults, now betrayed and enraged by New Dawn, are attacking Greenwood, turning the supposed safe zone into a full-blown war zone. Chaos everywhere. In a final confrontation, Dr. Samantha is cornered, but she gives this cryptic warning that just sends chills down your spine. "Kill me, but my backup plan will still capture you soon enough." And she ominously mentions a new partner. Then the shocking return, Elijah reappears, his face contorted in rage, revealing Maya's previous calculated betrayal. He shouts that she turned me into Dr. Samantha's allies. The government!
Wow. Okay, what's truly compelling here is the rapid, almost exponential escalation of the conspiracy. The individual struggle for survival in an empty world has now ballooned into this multifaceted conflict against institutional power. It's huge. Dr. Samantha's backup plan and new partner, they're not just idle threats. They immediately signal a deeper, far more coordinated network at play, hints of a shadowy hand guiding events all along. And Elijah's revelation isn't just about Maya's past deception. It concretely exposes the government's direct involvement in this horrific scheme. This adds such a profound layer of cynicism to the narrative. Even supposed safe zones or scientific endeavors are just sophisticated fronts for state control and exploitation. The cults attacking Greenwood, spurred by betrayal, also vividly highlighted cascading unpredictable consequences of deception, where no alliance, however pragmatic, is truly stable. The protagonist is now truly caught in a web far larger and more intricate than they could have possibly imagined.
And that government connection is horrifyingly confirmed on day 9 and 10. Our protagonist and Maya are captured and summarily imprisoned by the U.S. government in a secret base beneath D.C. An agent interrogates them, confirming the plan to continue Dr. Samantha's horrific work. The agent's words are chillingly clear. Dr. Samantha will continue her work with you as volunteers. The government will rebuild society with us in control. Just like that. Days crawl by in this oppressive captivity, but then a new cellmate arrives. Maya, through sheer will, incredible resourcefulness, and apparently a staged fight, manages to get herself thrown into our protagonist's cell, creating a new, desperately needed opportunity for escape. We need to escape together, she tells them, a renewed fire in her eyes.
This further solidifies that deeper layer of conspiracy, doesn't it? Exposing the benevolent government as merely a more sophisticated, institutionalized, and ultimately more dangerous version of Dr. Samantha's blood farm. Only this one has global aspirations and far, far greater resources. It shifts the fight from a rogue scientist to a struggle against an entire system, the very institutions meant to protect society. This underscores the idea that power, in any form, can corrupt absolutely. And even in a post-apocalyptic world, the desire for control persists, adapting and re-emerging in new forms. Maya's deliberate act of getting into the protagonist's cell is such a critical moment. It speaks volumes about her unwavering commitment, her immense resourcefulness, her strategic thinking. It reinforces the idea that even in the most dire circumstances, human connection and, frankly, brilliant tactical planning can create opportunities. It's a testament to the enduring human spirit, even when faced with overwhelming institutional power and the crushing weight of imprisonment.
So day 11 brings Estate Plan 2.0, a desperate gamble right in the belly of the beast. Maya and our protagonist plot another daring escape, this time with what appears to be an unexpected ally, Agent Harris, Dr. Samantha's former bodyguard. Harris claims to have seen her true intentions and offers to help them get out. Maya, with her secret skill lockpicking, is, of course, crucial to the physical execution of the plan. She gets them through the duels. But the plan, despite its meticulous design, goes horribly wrong. Alarms blare, lights flash red, chaos erupts. Harris screams, "Run! I was wrong! They know I helped!" But then a chilling realization dawns on our protagonist amidst the gunfire and shouting, because he wasn't helping us, he was testing us. Harris, it turns out, was a double agent all along, playing a far deeper, far more cynical game.
This is a superb and brutal example of that constant, cynical cycle of trust and betrayal that just defines this narrative, isn't it? Agent Harris's help wasn't genuine assistance at all. It was a sophisticated trap. A loyalty test designed by the government to ferret out dissent or maybe gauge the protagonist's capabilities. It brilliantly highlights how in a world devoid of established order, where information is power, trust is not only fragile but constantly manipulated, weaponized for strategic advantage. The protagonist's realization, because he wasn't helping us, he was testing us, that's a profound aha moment for the listener as well. It reminds us that appearances are almost always deceiving in this world, and motives are rarely what they seem. This further complicates the already fluid concept of alliances, forcing us and them to question every offer of help, every seemingly benign gesture. It reinforces the grim lesson that true allies are hard-won and exceptionally rare in this new world.
After managing to fight off Harris and his team, fueled by this renewed sense of urgency and utter betrayal, they escape into the labyrinthine underground tunnels beneath D.C., desperate to find an exit. The protagonist notes, "These tunnels stretch for miles. We need to find a vent to the street before more agents come." Panic setting in. As they struggle to pry open a sealed vent, seeking just a breath of fresh air and a way out, voices suddenly echo through the dark, damp tunnel. They're surrounded. It seems like the end. But then comes a truly dramatic twist. The voices aren't agents. Instead, they hear, "It's Elijah and New Dawn cult members rescuing us." The former adversary, now their unlikely savior, appearing in their absolute darkest hour. How is that possible?
This is a truly unexpected and brilliant turn, isn't it? A fantastic example of the complex, pragmatic morality of alliances, of convenience that governs this post-apocalyptic world. Worse, Elijah, once a terrifying antagonist, now appears as a rescuer. But his motivation is far from altruistic, you could bet on that, he explains. Dr. Samantha betrayed me. I was her puppet. I want revenge. And you two are my weapons against her and the government. Ah, there it is. Trust, once again, proves to be an incredibly fluid transactional concept. In this new world order, old enemies can become new allies. driven purely by shared grievances against a larger, more insidious enemy, the powerful, secretive government. It highlights how survival often dictates strange bedfellows, and that personal vendettas can sometimes align with a greater fight for freedom, even if the underlying motives remain deeply self-serving. It's a vivid demonstration that in this shattered world, loyalty is less about principle and much more about shared targets. #6, the real safe zone and hidden pasts. Day 12, day 14.
So on day 12, after another escape, another shifting alliance, Elijah leads them to what he confidently calls the real safe zone, a hidden city nestled deep in the Virginia wilderness, led by a figure named Mayor Rachel. This new sanctuary promises not just medicine and food, but crucially answers about the virus that decimated the world. Mayor Rachel greets them warmly. Welcome. We've been waiting. My name is Rachel. For the first time, it feels like they might actually be truly, genuinely safe. Finally. But then she delivers another cryptic line. Your blood, it's not just a cure, it's a key to what caused this virus in the first place. So, what does this all mean? The culmination of their initial search for a safe haven leads to near, deeper, and far more personal layers of mystery than just a virus.
This hidden city, despite its promise, represents a recurring pattern in the narrative, doesn't it? The illusion of a perfect solution. It's the ultimate promise of that initial radio message, way back when. Yet it immediately layers on a new, profound mystery. The protagonist's blood, once a burden, then a resource for exploitation, is now framed as a key, transforming them from a mere victim or survivor into a central figure, a living piece of evidence in the entire catastrophe. This is where the story really shifts, I think. From a personal struggle for survival to the protagonist uncovering the profound, deeply disturbing origins of the global event itself. It's no longer just about enduring, it's about uncovering foundational truths.
And on day 13, Mayor Rachel pulls back the curtain on a truly horrifying truth, one that implicates the highest levels of power imaginable. The virus, codenamed Erebusus, was government-created for population control. Can you believe that? She states it with this chilling neutrality. Released accidentally, or so they claimed. Right, accidentally. Furthermore, the reason for their immunity, for their special blood, is revealed to be far from accidental, Rachel explains. Because your ancestors were part of secret government experiments decades ago. The deep state, it seems, has been pulling strings for generations. It's mind-boggling.
This is where the narrative delves into truly chilling territory. Far beyond mere biological disaster. What's fundamentally fascinating and deeply troubling, here is the revelation of Erebusus as a government-created weapon for population control. And the name itself, Erebusus, is incredibly significant, isn't it? Eris in Greek mythology is the primordial deity of deep darkness and shadow, often described as the personification of darkness itself. This naming isn't just a label, it underscores the profound, almost mythical despair and shadow this engineer plague was designed to unleash upon the world. Wow, this revelation opens up a profound discussion on the ethics of biological warfare, state-sponsored eugenics, and the darker motivations behind such catastrophic events. The idea that a government would intentionally unleash a plague, even if accidentally released, it exposes a profound moral bankruptcy. It's a deep commentary on power, control, the dangers of unchecked scientific ambition, and it positions the government as the ultimate, most insidious villain in this whole thing. And the protagonist's personal connection, the fact that their ancestors were part of these secret experiments. It means their very existence is tied to this grand, terrible conspiracy. They aren't merely survivors, they are a legacy, a living, breathing link to the genesis of humanity's downfall, an unwitting inheritor of a catastrophic secret.
This revelation hits especially close to home. It becomes incredibly personal on day 14. Our protagonist discovers their own father was deeply involved in these experiments. Reading his old journal confirms the devastating truth. They're testing our blood for a greater good. Dad knew he was part of Erebusus willingly. That is a crushing personal blow, adding betrayal from a paternal figure to the mounting pile. Just awful. Maya, observing all this with her keen insight, suggests that our protagonist might have more than just immunity, hinting at an as-yet unknown ability. And she's absolutely right. Through careful yet, unsettling experimentation, the protagonist discovers rapid regeneration. A self-inflicted cut heals almost immediately, a shocking manifestation of their unique genetic makeup.
This raises an important multifaceted question, doesn't it? What are the implications of these dormant abilities? Not just for immediate survival, but for understanding human potential and, crucially, its manipulation. The protagonist's father's involvement adds another devastating layer to the ethical quagmire. Was he a victim coerced into participation? Or was he a willing, true believer in this twisted greater good that led to global annihilation? Chilling either way. The discovery of regeneration isn't just a convenient superpower. It's a direct, physical manifestation of their genetic destiny, a product of generations of human experimentation. It underscores the idea that their very biology has been weaponized, modified, that their body itself is a living testament to a dark scientific past. Calling them Erebusus prototypes, as the outline hints at, suggests they weren't accidental anomalies at all, but designed iterations. Perhaps early, experimental versions of what the project ultimately aimed to create. A new, controlled form of human. A living weapon, maybe. Or even a perfected survivor, specifically engineered for a post-Erebusus world. This makes the protagonist not just an immune survivor, but a literal product of the apocalypse.
And as if the weight of this family history wasn't enough, Elijah reappears on day 14, delivering a truly shocking and deeply personal claim. Our father was the lead scientist. We were both subjects. You were sent away for protection. I was kept for experiments. He claims our protagonist is his long-lost brother, both Erebus prototypes, direct sons of the lead scientist behind it all. The newly discovered powers, Elijah insists, are proof of their shared, engineered bloodline, the mark of their common origin.
The profound personal impact of this revelation, it cannot be overstated. Our protagonist is not just a survivor, not just immune, but a direct engineered product of the very experiments that caused the global catastrophe. This shared legacy with Elijah, a former adversary now revealed as a blood relative, it adds immense emotional weight to the narrative. It forces a radical reevaluation of all past conflicts, all relationships, turning the fight not just about survival, but about confronting a dark, shared family history, a genetic destiny they never chose. Their powers are no longer just random mutations. They are a direct inheritance, linking them inextricably to the past, present, and terrifying future of Erebusus. It binds them not just by blood, but by the very science that nearly ended humanity, and raises the question, can brotherhood even transcend such a twisted origin? #7. Choosing a path in renewed peril. Day 15, day 17.
So on day 15, our protagonist faces this impossible choice, a monumental ultimatum that really defines their very being. Elijah, now revealed as their brother, fellow prototype, offers a partnership to rule the new world, appealing to shared power, shared blood, a vision of dominance born from their unique abilities. Mayor Rachel, representing the hidden city and a more, let's say, traditional path, urges them to help rebuild society democratically, appealing to hope, freedom, a more just future. The protagonist's answer, however, is this powerful and unexpected statement of radical free will. I choose, neither of you. Maya, let's leave. We'll decide the future ourselves.
Wow. That decision is such a crucial, defining moment for the protagonist's entire arc, isn't it? It represents a profound struggle for free will, for self-determination, against these powerful opposing factions, both of whom want to control the New World Order through them. By explicitly refusing both Elijah's offer of dominion and Mayor Rachel's call for democratic rebuilding, the protagonist rejects these predefined roles, these narratives. The powerful refusal to be a pawn in anyone else's game, whether that game is about benevolent dictatorship or outright authoritarian control. This choice underlines a core theme of the entire narrative. True freedom means forging your own independent path, even when it's the hardest one. And it shows the protagonist's complete evolution, from a bewildered survivor to someone with real agency, a unique moral compass, and a singular vision for a future free from manipulation. They are choosing self-authorship in a world desperate for new leaders.
That defiance, though, that refusal to be controlled, it immediately brings swift and brutal consequences. No surprise there. On day 16, both Elijah and Mayor Rachel, united in their opposition to such radical independence, turn against them, forcing a violent escape from the hidden city. We barely escaped. Both sides betrayed us, the protagonist notes, highlighting the cost of independence. The world is still a deeply dangerous place, full of shifting allegiances and sudden betrayals, always. Their new destination, the protagonist's hometown, specifically their father's old secret lab, hoping for more answers right at the source of it all. As they flee, a mysterious text arrives on day 17 from an unknown, untraceable number. Trust no one. Meet me at your father's lab. Come alone.
No.
The intrigue deepens significantly, playing on every lesson in mistrust the protagonist has painfully learned.
The double betrayal here perfectly emphasizes the extreme instability of alliances in this new fractured world. Trust, as we've seen time and again, is fleeting, and even shared goals can quickly dissolve into power struggles when ambition and control are at stake. The protagonist's return to their father's lab signifies a deeper dive into their personal history, a desperate search for the ultimate truth at the very genesis of their existence and the world's calamity. That mysterious text message is a classic narrative hook, yes, but it's more than that here. It heightens the suspense and, more importantly, forces the protagonist to make another incredibly difficult decision about trust. Especially after so many agonizing betrayals, It cleverly positions the next revelation as something profoundly personal, potentially world-changing, and requiring a solitary, risky act of faith in a world seemingly designed to erode it.
At the desolate, abandoned lab, a figure emerges from the shadows. Dr. Lee, the father's old colleague, who has been hiding waiting for precisely this moment. On day 17, Dr. Lee reveals the father's final desperate project, a highly advanced nanotech cure for Erebusus, finally a real cure. But it has a critical, deeply symbolic requirement. Your blood, combined with Elijah's, makes the perfect vessel. It's a literal union of their engineered destinies. And then, another stunning revelation unfolds. The protagonist's mother was also a subject in these horrifying experiments, bestowing upon them a previously dormant, incredible ability telepathy.
What's truly fascinating here is how the protagonist's entire family history, unknowingly, has been leading to this precise, pivotal moment. The nanotech cure isn't just a convenient plot device. It's a brilliant twist that makes the protagonist not just immune, but the literal delivery system for humanity's salvation, embodying the cure within their very being. The concept of nanotech here implies this highly sophisticated, microscopic delivery system capable of widespread, precise genetic reprogramming, transforming infected cells at a fundamental level. It's incredible tech. The critical requirement of combining the protagonist's blood with Elijah's is not just a narrative challenge, it's deeply symbolic, a symbolic union, suggesting that the path to redemption for humanity lies in the reconciliation of these two prototypes, the two children of the very science that brought the world to its knees. The revelation of the mother's involvement in the gift of telepathy adds yet another profound layer to the concept of genetic destiny and unchecked scientific ambition. It highlights the insidious nature of the original experiments, which weren't just about immunity, but about engineering extraordinary human capabilities. These dormant abilities, now awakened, signify the full extent of their inherited power and the immense responsibility that comes with it. They are truly Patient Zero's legacy, a living testament to humanity's downfall and its potential rebirth. #88. Activating powers and final stand. Day 18, day 20.
So, with Dr. Lee's urgent guidance, on day 18, our protagonist begins this intense, rapid training to awaken and control their latent telepathy. It's a desperate scramble to master a new, overwhelming ability under extreme duress. Time is running out. This immediate awakening, however, leads to a distress call, not through a radio, but directly into their mind from Maya. "Help, Elijah found me!" She warns with frantic mental whispers that Elijah now knows about the protagonist's powers and the existence of the nanotech cure, and he is coming for them with a vengeance. Just as she warns, Elijah, now backed by both the New Dawn cultists and, surprisingly, government agents, ambushes the lab. The final battle for humanity's future and for the protagonist's very family is on, right there.
This rapid activation of telepathy is such a dramatic and incredibly high-stakes turning point. It's a desperate scramble, as you said, to master a new ability under extreme duress, transforming the theoretical potential of telepathy into a practical, life-or-death tool in an instant. Maya's distress call serves as this powerful catalyst, intertwining the personal with the global yet again. The arrival of Elijah, backed by both cultists and government agents. That signifies the terrifying convergence of all the opposing forces, the ideological, the institutional, and the deeply personal, all in one place. It underscores the narrative's consistent theme. The protagonist is caught at the absolute center of a global conflict, with profound personal stakes tied to every single faction and every decision made. The battle isn't just for survival anymore. It's for the very soul of humanity's future.
In the white-hot intensity of the battle at the lab on day 18, our protagonist uses their burgeoning powers for the first time in full-scale combat, fighting off wave after wave of agents and cult members, a blur of physical and telepathic force, all while Dr. Lee frantically works to prepare the precious cure. Elijah, amidst the chaos, attempts a final desperate plea to sway his brother. "Brother, stop this. Join me and spare these lives. We can rule this new world together." But the protagonist, now fully committed to a path of healing rather than domination, refuses. Their resolve is unwavering. It's a truly climactic battle. Powers clashing between the two brothers, the original Erebusus prototypes, a collision of engineered destinies. Our protagonist channels all their powers, fueled by love and a desire for justice, to finally defeat Elijah. On day 19, amidst the rubble and silence of the aftermath, Dr. Lee returns with the syringe, containing the nanotech cure, now perfectly calibrated. With Elijah defeated, the cure is administered through our protagonist, the ultimate Patient Zero's legacy, spreading globally via water and air.
This is the profound culmination of the entire journey, a moment of immense personal sacrifice and global redemption. The brotherly showdown is incredibly potent, a clash of ideology, power, shared tragic heritage, forcing them to confront their twisted origins head-on. The protagonist's unwavering refusal to join Elijah, even in the heat of battle, reiterates their profound commitment to a different kind of future, one based on healing and truth, not domination and control. The administration of the cure through the protagonist's own body, a literal delivery system for humanity's salvation. It's such a powerful symbolic act. The source material describes visually stunning sounds of cure spreading worldwide, painting this picture of silent, benevolent nanobots doing their work. However, the lingering shadow remains. The world will never know what really happened. That hits hard. This highlights the profound burden of knowing the truth, the personal sacrifice for the greater good, and the immediate difficult choice between personal anonymity and universal justice. Maya's reappearance, having freed herself, and her immediate, unwavering pledge of always, offers a deeply human counterpoint to the global implications, grounding the victory in personal connection and loyalty.
And so, day 20 dawns with a new beginning and lingering shadows. The world is saved, infection rates plummet, immunity grows, civilization begins its slow, arduous crawlback. World leaders announce a mysterious cure, attributing it to unknown scientific breakthroughs, with absolutely no mention of Erebusus, the government's complicity, or our protagonist's profound personal role in saving humanity. Wiped clean, Maya, ever the truth-teller, urges exposure, but she acknowledges the brutal cost. It means a life on the run, hunted by those who would seek to silence them or exploit their unique blood. Yet she pledges to stay with the protagonist, always, a testament to their unbreakable bond.
This brings us to a crucial and enduring ethical dilemma, doesn't it? The world is saved, but at the cost of the full truth. The protagonist now bears the incredibly heavy burden of knowing the entire story. The intricate, horrifying web of government experimentation, corporate greed, personal betrayal, everything that led humanity to the brink of extinction. The choice between revealing the truth and living a life hunted and without peace, versus allowing a comforting lie to prevail for the sake of global stability. It highlights the complex nature of heroism. Is true justice served if the perpetrators remain anonymous, if the world is rebuilt on a foundation of lies, even if humanity ultimately thrives? This decision leaves us, the listeners, to ponder the nature of secrets, the ultimate cost of peace, and what it truly means to be a hero in a world built on such profound, carefully constructed untruths. #Tagnomics. The Syndicate, Mother Survival, and Global Exposure, Day 30, Day 42.
Okay, so with the world supposedly saved and this fragile peace taking hold, our protagonist and Maya enter witness protection, attempting to carve out some semblance of a normal life, if that's even possible. 10 days into this new existence, with new names, our protagonist is now Ryan. The memories and deep-seated fears persist. Of course they do. On day 30, Ryan expresses his lingering anxieties, the profound psychological toll of what he's experienced. Losing you, or being found by those who want my blood again, that fear is always there. Just when they think they might finally have a moment of peace, on day 45, Ryan notices strange glances, that creeping sense of being watched again. Then he sees him, a ghost from the past, Agent Harris. The man supposedly betrayed, the double agent from the government facility, is watching him. A stark reminder that true escape is often just an illusion in this new world.
This just underscores the persistent nature of power, control, and the deep-seated fear that even after seemingly defeating a threat, its tendrils can linger, adapting, re-emerging in new forms. The shift to witness protection implies this desperate attempt at normalcy, at anonymity. Yet the protagonist's internal monologue, that quiet fear of losing Maya or being hunted for their blood, vividly reveals the enduring psychological toll. It never really leaves you. The reappearance of Agent Harris is a classic narrative shock, isn't it? Immediately reigniting the central conflict and shattering any illusion of safety they might have started to feel. It's a powerful reminder that in a world shaped by such profound systemic conspiracies, true freedom and peace of mind are incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to achieve. The hunter remains, even when the hunted attempts to disappear.
And Harris, on day 45, delivers yet another layer of truth, one that demands cautious skepticism given his track record, right? He claims he faked his own death to protect Ryan from the Syndicate, a shadowy group comprised of remaining Erebusus agents still loyal to Dr. Samantha, now seeking to recreate the deadly virus, but this time, get this, for profit. He explains they regrouped as the Syndicate, still hunting you for your blood. to
Mm.
recreate Erebusus for profit. Unbelievable. And then he delivers the ultimate heartbreaking leverage, the information that guarantees Ryan's attention. Harris reveals Ryan's mother is alive, and she has been captured by the syndicate, held as a pawn in their twisted game.
Oh, this is a masterclass in that constant cycle of trust and betrayal, further muddying the waters of alliances. Harris's explanation, while convenient and strategically timed, has to be met with extreme skepticism. Given his past deception, his role as a double agent, you just can't trust him. The revelation of the syndicate and their motive to recreate Erebusus for profit highlights a different, yet equally insidious aspect of human depravity. It's not about population control or a warped vision of rebirth anymore. It's about pure, unadulterated corporate greed. Even after a global catastrophe, the hunger for power and wealth persists, driving a new, perhaps even more dangerous iteration of the threat. The reveal that Ryan's mother is alive and captured, that's a masterstroke of emotional leverage. It transforms the abstract fight against a global conspiracy into this deeply personal, primal mission to rescue his own family, compelling him right back into the fray he tried so hard to leave.
So on day 46, Ryan, driven by this devastating revelation and a renewed sense of purpose, infiltrates an abandoned warehouse with Harris. His telepathy, now strengthening, becoming more refined with continued use, helps him to precisely sense his mother's presence amidst the desolate industrial space. My telepathy. It's getting stronger again, he notes, a testament to his burgeoning powers. He finds his mother, but the reunion is, well, it's not what he hoped for. Not at all. She's surrounded by syndicate agents and appears profoundly brainwashed, warning him away with these cold, almost robotic words. Ryan, don't come closer. They've been waiting for you. But in a brief, heartbreaking moment of clarity, a flicker of her true self breaking through the conditioning, she whispers, Ryan, run.
That encounter is incredibly poignant and ethically disturbing, a horrific illustration of the syndicate's ruthlessness. What's fundamentally fascinating here is the exploration of brainwashing, not just as a plot device, but as a chilling tool for control and psychological torture. The mother's split-second moment of clarity, Ryan, run. That is such a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit, the strength of a mother's love, even under extreme, systematic manipulation. It's a poignant reminder of the syndicate's depravity and their willingness to exploit even the deepest familial bonds to achieve their ends. This twist ensures the fight isn't just for global justice or personal survival anymore, but for the very soul of the protagonist's own family, making the stakes astronomically high and deeply, deeply personal.
Ryan and Harris manage a desperate escape from the warehouse, but they don't leave empty-handed. His mother, in her brief, heroic moment of clarity, managed to hide a microchip, a tiny beacon of truth, containing undeniable evidence of government and corporate leaders' deep involvement in the original Erebusus project and its subsequent cover-up. Government and corporate leaders, all involved in Erebus's creation and cover-up, Ryan discovers. It's all there. The plan immediately becomes clear, audacious in its scope. They must get this critical evidence to Maya's trusted hacker-journalist friend for global release. The fight has profoundly transitioned now. It's no longer just for survival or even for a cure. It's for truth and universal accountability, to shatter the lies upon which the new world is being rebuilt.
That microchip represents the ultimate weapon against the syndicate and its shadowy benefactors. A tangible piece of proof that can bring down empires. It ties together all the disparate threads of conspiracy government, powerful corporations, scientific hubris into a single, undeniable, and globally accessible package. The shift from physical combat to exposing truth through information is a critical evolution in the narrative, highlighting how in the information age, transparency and accountability, when amplified by the right channels, can be just as, if not more, powerful than physical abilities or engineered powers. It also crucially underscores Maya's continued importance as a bridge to the external world, ensuring that the devastating truth once uncovered can be broadcast globally, forcing a reckoning that even the most powerful cannot ignore. This is where their true legacy can begin to be written, not just surviving, but exposing. Hashtag X, the clock tower, Elijah's return, and global justice. Day 47, day 48.
Okay, day 47. Maya, their crucial link to exposing the truth, disseminating the microchip's contents. She's ambushed and kidnapped by syndicate agents. Of course she is. She is used as bait, a deliberate lure to draw Ryan to an old, iconic clock tower. The perfect setting for a dramatic final confrontation, isn't it? Ryan, fueled by his strengthening powers and an unshakable resolve, and with Harris's tactical help, decides he must go. He has no choice. At the clock tower, Ryan masterfully uses his burgeoning telepathy to sneak past countless guards, a silent, almost ethereal ascent, until he reaches Maya on the top floor. There, he confronts the syndicate leader, who, with a chilling sense of déjà vu, looks exactly like the deceased Dr. Samantha. The leader reveals herself as Dr. Serena, Samantha's twin sister, chillingly continuing her legacy of scientific despotism.
The kidnapping of Maya immediately raises the stakes to a deeply personal, intensely emotional level once again, forcing Ryan into a direct confrontation he cannot possibly avoid. The clock tower, a classic and symbolic setting for a final showdown, heightens the dramatic tension. It's a stage for a reckoning with time, with destiny, the reveal of Dr. Samantha's identical twin. That is a truly chilling twist on the concept of legacy. It suggests that the evil of Erebusus isn't just an individual's madness, but a deeply ingrained family ideology, a dangerous pursuit of enhanced powers and control passed down through generations. This underscores the deep-seated generational nature of the threat. It's not just a single villain, it's a lineage to scientific hubris and an insatiable thirst for control that simply refuses to die.
And as if facing the ghost of Dr. Samantha and her twin sister wasn't enough, Maya delivers Serena's ultimate, terrifying surprise. Elijah, alive and enhanced with Erebusus 2.0, seeking revenge. The very brother Ryan thought he had defeated and cured, now back, more powerful and more dangerous than ever. The final confrontation begins immediately, an epic, earth-shattering battle between Ryan and Elijah. A clash of brothers, powers, ideologies. Ryan, even amidst the chaotic fury of their struggle, tries desperately to appeal to their shared brotherhood, to the last vestiges of family. Maya and Harris, meanwhile, are blocked by Dr. Serena, leaving Ryan to face his enhanced, vengeful brother completely alone.
This is the ultimate heartbreaking confrontation, the most personal battle possible, really. Elijah's return, enhanced with Erebusus 2.0, is a terrifying evolution of the threat, turning a personal struggle into this superpowered clash that transcends simple physical combat. It highlights the dangerous implications of continued genetic manipulation and the Syndicate's relentless pursuit of greater power. Ryan's attempt to appeal to the Brotherhood amidst the brutal fight is crucial. It shows his enduring humanity, his compassion, his refusal to see Elijah as merely a monster, but rather as a victim of the very same forces that shaped them both. This isn't just a battle for physical victory, it's a struggle for Elijah's soul, a fight against the very legacy that created them, and a desperate plea for a different future.
Then, a dramatic turning point on day 37. In the midst of their powerful, destructive clash, Elijah's Erebusus 2.0 powers begin to visibly fade, proving unstable, imperfect, ultimately unsustainable. Ryan sees a desperate chance to save his brother, pleading with him to stop fighting, to break free of Serena's influence. Elijah weakens, his gaze shifting, and he points a trembling finger towards Dr. Serena, who, enraged by the failure, attacks Ryan. But in a moment of pure instinctive heroism, Ryan's telepathy deflects her shot, and it hits not Ryan, but Elijah's cure injector. Elijah is saved. His enhanced power is neutralized. Serena's entire, carefully constructed plan is ruined in a single, ironic instant. Serena, defeated, her rage turning to despair, meets her definitive end.
That moment is incredibly significant and deeply satisfying from a narrative perspective. Elijah's unstable powers highlight the inherent danger, the flawed nature, the ultimate hubris of the Syndicate's continued, reckless experimentation. Ryan's profound choice to save his brother, despite all their past conflicts and betrayals, that's an act of incredible compassion and true heroism, demonstrating that empathy and a belief in redemption can triumph over vengeance. The deflection of Serena's shot, a moment of almost poetic irony, ensures Elijah's cure and Serena's defeat in one swift, impactful moment. It's a powerful narrative statement that humanity's salvation can come through brotherhood and healing, not just through destruction and domination. It offers a glimmer of hope that the cycle of violence and manipulation can finally be broken.
So on day 48, Serena is finally dead, her dark legacy brought to a definitive end, and Elijah is cured, free from the enhancement and the Syndicate's control. The world, truly, is finally safe from the immediate threat of Erebusus. And in a final climactic act of accountability, Ryan, now embodying Patient Zero's legacy in a redemptive way, broadcasts the truth to the entire world. The microchip's evidence, disseminated globally, exposes the full, horrifying Erebusus conspiracy, the government's involvement, the corporate greed, the scientific hubris, everything. The narrative ends with a powerful promise. The truth is out, justice will follow. The final image, a testament to their harrowing journey and hard-won peace, shows Ryan, Elijah, Maya, Dr. Lee, and Harris together, united, smiling, symbolizing a new beginning built on truth, not lies.
This global broadcast is the true culmination of the protagonist's entire journey, transforming a deeply personal fight into a profound victory for all humanity. The exposure of the Erebusus conspiracy is a moment of unprecedented accountability, signaling that even the most powerful and secretive organizations, built on deception and control, can ultimately be brought to light. The final image of this unlikely group, smiling together, provides a powerful sense of resolution and hope. It suggests that a new world can indeed be built, not on secrets, manipulation, or control, but on truth, justice, and the indomitable resilience of the human spirit. It's a powerful statement that even after global catastrophe, redemption is possible, and a future free from the shadows can emerge. Hashtag outreach.
Wow. What an incredible multi-layered journey we've just unpacked. From waking up alone in an eerily empty world, through perilous treks, shocking betrayals, the discovery of unimaginable engineered powers, and ultimately to becoming a global savior and truth teller. Ryan's story is nothing short of epic. We've seen the intricate dance of trust and betrayal woven through every single interaction, the profound and chilling ethical dilemmas of unchecked scientific ambition, and the constant, relentless fight for truth and freedom against hidden powers that sought to control humanity's very essence. So what does this all mean for us?
This deep dive into Erebus, Patient Zero's legacy, forces us to consider a fundamental question, I think. In a world where knowledge can be so easily weaponized, where power can corrupt even the most noble intentions, and where our very genetics can be manipulated, how do we ensure that humanity's rebirth is founded on truth and justice, rather than control and secrecy? This story particularly challenges us to reflect on the nature of heroism. Is it about grand powers, or is it about the simple, unwavering commitment to truth? What truly stands out to you about this incredible narrative, and what does the enduring human spirit in the face of such unimaginable odds truly signify for our own understanding of our future?